to encourage every American who see the need to invest in Africa to look at Sierra Leone as that destination where they can invest and then get very good returns on their investments.
Hey, it's Kellen, and today on Diversified Game, I have game all the way from Sierra Leone, Augustine, Sensie, Bangura. I got that, you guys. That just took a little bit of practice because of my American tongue. Augustine's going to forgive me. He is the founder of Sierra Agri-Foods, and he's my money and my brain power and go build up my homeland, which is Sierra Leone. Welcome to the show, Augustine. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you very much, Kellen. It's a great opportunity to be in this platform to talk to the wider world, especially Americans.
Yes, and this is just the beginning because you have some great things that you're doing, and what you're doing is what we're talking about with even shirts like this in Invest in Africa Now and the Mall of Africa. And I think that a lot of YouTubers need to see this interview and have you on their platforms because you're doing some great things that folks can invest in. So tell us, please, about your background. And
I have a lot of American friends that I've established relationship with, leveraging the social media. I've brought some of them here to Sierra Leone, and some of them have been following from the United States, from the United Kingdom. And this has been me, leveraging social media, building worthy networks, bringing people to see actually what is going on here in Sierra Leone, to see for themselves the real opportunities, despite the challenges in a country like Sierra Leone.
No, awesome. Well, I can get it wrong, but you're still doing the right thing. So, and that's a beautiful thing. So when did you start your journey to entrepreneurship, and how did you get it started?
Initially, when I started my early life, I had to go into the vocation of the priesthood. When I was young, I had this passion to become a priest, and so I told my parents I'm going to pursue the vocation. So I had to go to the seminary. I was there for 4 years, and I had to serve onto the capacity as the senior prefect for the seminary. But then I had to think it over and came to realize that no, I have a different calling other than becoming a priest. So I had to do my diploma in management and leadership with the Chartered Management Institute in the UK. And thereafter, it's an online program. Thereafter, I pursue my LLB studies. I read law at the University of McKinney. And during that course, I was contemplating, there was a particular moment I was thinking, we have a lot of young people aspiring to become lawyers in Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone is a small country in West Africa of about 7.5 million people. And a lot of people are just becoming lawyers. The university I attended, a lot of them coming on board to read law. And I said, what can I do to give my life more meaning other than becoming a lawyer? And there and about, I was thinking about agriculture. Why not becoming an entrepreneur? Then you specifically look at agriculture. Since agriculture is one of those resources we have as a country that is pretty much sustainable and that has multiplier impact, not only on the economy of Sierra Leone, but on the lives of the ordinary citizens, especially the rural poor farmers who have been living lives without living in the, embarking on farming activities, but that has not reflected much in their lives, taking them from one level to another. So I decided to intervene, to step into the entrepreneurship industry, but to specifically look at agricultural investments. My vision by then was to ensure I create a brand that will have as its philosophy the system of shared prosperity, wherein we cater very good opportunities, impacting opportunities for people across our operation chain, starting with the local farmers we work with, especially the women who are mostly vulnerable here in our rural communities. See how best we work with them. We create that markets opportunities from them. We buy what they grow and we add value on them. We process them and then send them to the local market. So I said, yes, this is something I can do, and that will create the kind of impact I'm really intending to make for the people of Sierra Leone, Africa, and the wider world.
Awesome. And I just love, these are just conversations that we're able to record. So whatever, mistakes I had in the beginning, I'm loving that I can learn and see that you were able to get relationships all across, the globe, and those have helped you, and people are, he has somebody, Jerry, who is a big proponent and says, yes, this guy you have to have on, which is great during these COVID times for us here in America, because people are learning how to do business virtually, and we've been doing those things, right, as younger people. What is your purpose of bringing in Americans for some of these investments? And can you talk about how Americans can, invest, and what those returns and when those returns look like? Because we know Sierra Leone's history, all we hear on this side, oh, the nation of free slaves, the nation of, this and that. But there's also some disconnects in Sierra Leone, because before freed slaves came back to Sierra Leone, there were still people who were there. And so a lot of folks, they don't know if they're welcomed in Sierra Leone. They don't know if they're welcome to invest, if they're welcome to buy real estate. Will they have ownership, especially Black people in America, which Africa is the talk. So can you walk us down that path? If a Black American, first time coming to Africa, what they can expect in investing in Sierra Leone and investing with you?
Thank you. One of my intention is to let Americans know that despite the challenges in Sierra Leone, as we'll try to grow beyond the recent challenges faced that the country faced, especially with the area of the 11 years civil war coming to the Ebola outbreak, and now we have the coronavirus. To let them know that despite all of these challenges, there are a lot of opportunities, numerous opportunities in Africa, in Sierra Leone, that they can explore and then get potential investment returns at the end of the day. Definitely, as you said, I want to see how best we can encourage more Americans to come forward, especially Black Americans, to come to feel free and feel safe, that Sierra Leone is a safer destination for them to come and then invest. And of course, we have a lot of sectors that are thriving, especially in the area of the mining industry, the area of agriculture, because 70% of our land is arable for agriculture. But yet, we do not have a lot of people coming in to invest, to take advantage of this. So this can be a win-win situation for the country, Sierra Leone, in terms of creating food security and ensure we have trade balance with the international market, and also providing very good investment returns for Americans who see the need to invest in agriculture or in the mineral sector. And also another good area for investment is the area of the ICT. There has been much advancement in this particular area. And so we want to see how best we encourage more Americans to come forward and then look at sectors like the ICT and then invest, because we live in a revolution where technology is at the hem of every affairs. We are projecting technology. So this could be a thriving and very laudable venture for investors in the United States of America to look at putting their finances into, and then expect something very huge at the end of the day. But agriculture, I have so much interest in agriculture because we see the issue of food is a very basic necessity, and it is needed by everybody and every day. So I want to encourage more Americans we are looking for different set of investors. Be you an angel investor, be you a capital investor, you are welcome. Just come forward with your proposal. We look at what the deal is. what is in there for the country to benefit, for those you are working with from Sierra Leone to benefit, and then we look at what is in it for you to benefit, because at the end of the day, we have a responsibility to also protect our investors coming into, and so we protect their interest, because some of them are coming, they do not know the country, they don't have much knowledge about the people, the culture, the way of life, and all of that. So we have to ensure that we protect their investments, and at the end of the day, deliver, so that we can create that platform, that space for more other Americans to get the trust in Sierra Leone, to come home, to come here and then invest, especially for Black Americans. Sierra Leone is equally home for them, just as any other African country. Sierra Leone is equally home for them, and the opportunities are enormous here in terms of investments.
Now, I do some guest lecturing and speaking, and I'm thinking right now of the school, the college the university that I and my wife went to, which is a historical Black college, Grambling State. And, thinking about the youth there who say, I'm studying right now and I want to invest. Is this something where I need tens of thousands of dollars? Are there some investments that I can do, some micro investments? And what do those look like? Is it a $500 investment and I earn 15% of my money after a certain amount of time? Because a lot of folks, they get mixed up in all those numbers. When you start talking like, VCs and angels start talking and, hey, this is a Series A and blah, blah, blah. Your person who's just new to this doesn't really get that. And they should go definitely, YouTube this information. But what would you say to that person right now who says, I'm in university, I want to invest. This sounds good to me. Are there some micro investments and what do those look like?
Definitely, there are rooms for micro investments with very good returns. It can be 15% returns. It can be 25%. It can be 30%, and even up to 50% returns. There was a proposal I tabled a month back in the area of the barbershop industry. We have urban cities here that lack some of these opportunities, some of these basic necessities, the area of the barbershop. So this is a very good thriving business that requires just micro investments in order to get something lucrative, get something that has a VIP stature where people can come. They don't only get their haircuts thoroughly done, but they get other services like pedicure, manicure, and we have majority of our population is made up of youth, and these young, energetic young people love games, the Arsenal, the Manchester, and all of that. They want that environment where they can enjoy the camaraderie, have fun, share fun together with their friends. And so we can have a system of, say, we get a cinema where we do not only like play these super sport games, but we also get very good movies that we premiere, especially those that are produced here locally and are dramatized and acted here locally. So we can be premiering these ones. We have these cinemas where youngsters can come after work time. They come, they have a very good camaraderie, have a bowl of popcorn, to share the fun together. So these are all thriving industries where micro investments can be directed to, and at the end of the day, ensure investors get very good returns.
Now, you said something that I can hear the haters, right? And I can hear them say, wait, movies? This brother's English sounds very, very well. What language do they speak in Sierra Leone? And is this a place that somebody from America who wants to be into entertainment and, that type of stuff could come and audition or create their own? Would Sierra Leone be, open to something like that? Talk about how, first the language, because some people will say, they just expect West Africa to be all French and, but please let us know how welcoming Sierra Leone is for the English speaker and what language they'll have to learn when they get there.
All right. Okay. What we have as a country as a native language is called the Creole. It's a form of a Pidgin English. So we call it Creole. That is what we have as the native language, apart from the various tribal dialects we have in Sierra Leone. But when you send your children to school, they get the opportunity to learn English as the official language. Yeah, and improve over time. Yeah. So we always have some of these people, some of us who are fast enough and very curious to ensure we master. Although I'm yet perfect, but I'm trying to grab up with the English language and master, and so too is a lot of other young people. And definitely we have many of them who really can speak eloquently and fluently more than I do. So definitely about 60% to 70% of our population um, are educated, either fully educated or half educated, but can speak English, at least if not fluently, but they can speak English and they can understand better. So there is the atmosphere for people coming from the United States of America to come and then do not have any challenge in terms of communicating with the people of Sierra Leone, because we have a country where majority, about 60 to 70% of the population are either going to school or have gone to school and are now graduates, or at least made some attempts to go at certain level. So definitely English language is not a barrier for the majority of the Sierra Leone population in terms of getting investors from the United States of America.
Massa, explain this thing, this Creole. Is this
Creole, yeah.
Because somebody will listen to this and say, what do they talk? And say, is that same Creole that I hear in Nigeria, and then the variations from Cameroon, which is really all just one, right?
It is somehow similar to that of Nigeria. It is similar to that of Nigeria, almost similar, yeah.
So, and what's crazy, if we really look like at history, like people say, Weti, you know Weti, yes?
Yeah, you know Weti, yeah. So that means, you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
but it could have so many meanings depending on how you use it. But if you know,
yeah.
But that same slang, and I heard Jadea speaking about it one time, and he was saying like how people say I be. He said I be. That's pigeon. You know, yeah. I be this, I be that, and you know what it means if you know what it means. And so,
yeah.
Even though I say Black Americans, which I tell people, I'm from Okanda. That's Oakland, California, after you see Black Panther. I'm from Okanda. The disconnect that we have a lot of times, once you get to the continent and you embrace the culture, you'll say, hold on, this is just like my aunt. Everything will just fall into place. So it's a great place to invest because we're constantly trying to learn this system where they're changing the rules. But with the language, would you say that they will have no problem coming, even if they haven't mastered the Queen's English? Because a lot of us don't speak the Queen's English. A lot of us speak slang, and they call it Ebonics now.
Yeah, definitely. There will be no challenge in terms of communication. There will be no challenge in terms of the English. Yeah. Although yes, we have a system of the British English, the Queen's English that we speak. But looking at civilization, the country is becoming so exposed to the way that we can understand Ebonics, and we can relate ourselves better with it. Yeah.
Okay, and for any of the other haters, I can hear them say, but I heard that in Sierra Leone, and they sometimes mix up Sierra Leone and Liberia, but I heard, if we come back, they don't like us because we have money or something. Can you talk about if any rumors that you've heard? Because I've really never heard these rumors. Like, I've never really heard them in real life, but there may be some things happening with folks who are in different classes, which I think a lot of times that's where we get a mix-up, a class mix-up, right? But people will think that I heard this and I might not be welcomed. Will Black Americans be welcomed? And is there any beef between that, the social classes that you've seen?
No, not actually. Definitely Black Americans are welcome to come to Sierra Leone, see Sierra Leone as their home, be you from Sierra Leone, be you from Russia, Ghana, be you from Liberia, be you from Cote d'Ivoire, or any other parts of Africa, you are welcome. For as long as you are Black American, you are welcome here in Sierra Leone. There is definitely no barrier to invest in Sierra Leone. And gracefully, we have been recognized in the whole world to be the third most peaceful country in the world. So that tells you that there is no worries about issues of insecurities. You come to invest, you are secured at the end of the day, because we have people who are tolerant and are very open, very, very, the issue of, I will not say very honest, because it happens everywhere, but we have honest and good people in Sierra Leone, despite the fact that, yes, there are maybe few bad eggs, but holistically, Sierra Leone is really a very friendly and a very good place with high morals for somebody to come and then invest in.
We don't even talk about anything like, the negative, because 419 happens around the world.
Exactly.
And more of it happens here to people. You can see our news, and see it. More happens here, more violence, more corruption happens here than it happens anywhere in Africa. And so I just wanted to clear that up. What about when people come, for business? Are foreigners allowed to open up a bank account? And is there any way, or what's the process for foreigners, especially, Black Americans, feel like they should have some special residency program for us, so if we do bring our dollars, we can stay, and we don't have to have a visa in our jump countries. So, one, can foreigners open a bank account? Are there any limitations on that bank account? And just how does all that work?
Definitely no, there are no limitations. And yes, foreigners can have a bank account, especially when you come for business purposes. There is definitely provision for that. And the limitations depends, just like how it happens for citizens of Sierra Leone. The same applies for non-citizens. So it depends on the type of account you want to operate. If you want to operate a corporate business account, then definitely you have to set what you think is the limit. If you think this account should be unlimited, then it will be unlimited. Just like it applies for citizens, there is actually no special rules guiding the citizens as opposed to non-citizens. So everyone is encouraged and provided for the same platform.
Okay, and what's the for a bank account, what's the beginning that balance you have to have? Because there's some banks, I'll say for Cameroon, that they want big money. I mean, sometimes they'll say we want 100,000 for you to open up a bank account, and some are smaller. But it depends if you want interest on your account. But some banks, especially French banks, I could talk about the French negatively all day. They put these limitations. Do you need $100,000? Can you open up a bank account with $1,000 in Sierra Leone?
Definitely.
Okay.
Less than that, in fact. Definitely less than $1,000. When I first got a bank account, I was in high school. I started with $25 with my account. Definitely. And when I initially opened a corporate account for my company, I opened it with nothing, no expense. Yeah. I had to take about 4 weeks and then do my initial deposit. I opened it at no money deposited in there until after 2 weeks. I had to do my initial deposit. So definitely. Okay. So the rules surrounding all of that is very flexible in Sierra Leone as opposed to that in the French countries.
What about the rules on having your business license? What would you say you paid to start your business? Because then again, I have friends, I'm going to say on the English side of Cameroon, where we know things are rough right now for the Amber boys, that they have great business, but they can't open it officially because they need too much money to start it. so they have it, but it's not official. What is that starting capital in Sierra Leone?
You mean to open a business account?
To register your business.
To register a business.
Legally, yeah.
Okay, it depends on the sector you want to invest in, you want to start your business in. Yeah, there are different rules that applies in terms of specific sectors, in terms of the registration. But there is a law that guide this process. There is a statute called the Companies Act 2009 that makes clear the provisions for one to get his company registered and incorporated in Sierra Leone. And we have the Corporate Affairs Commission, who is the body instituted by government to regulate these affairs in terms of registering, starting your business company. So the actual charge to pay to register a company and get your company incorporated in Sierra Leone is $25.
Wow.
Just $25. You have your company license. You have both the incorporation certificate and you have the certificate of registration for just $25. Just that. But there are other procedures and processes. Like for me, I am operating an agricultural company, a company working in the agricultural sector. So I had to register with Corporate Affairs. There are other expenses you'll have to incur in terms of getting your documents ready, in terms of getting your legal representative, get an attorney to sign some documents. You'll have to subscribe for his brief. And I had to register with the Ministry of Agriculture, being the key line ministry in my area of operation. I'm working on the agricultural sector. So I register with them, and that registration is renewable annually. So you register like around $11 to $12. And then you'll also have to register with the city council, the municipal council. They are in charge of municipal governance, regulating business operations as well. They have jurisdiction at municipal level. So this is why you'll have to register with them, and that is around $50. It is also renewable annually. And under the agriculture ministry, there are many other limbs, like you have a particular sector that deals with commerce in terms of the international, linking you up with international markets. So if you think you have products that have high export potentials, then it is good that you register with what we call SLICA, the Sierra Leone Chamber of Agribusiness Development. So you register with them. All of these registrations are renewable. But that of the Corporate Affairs Commission, where you register as a business company and get your certificate of incorporation, it is not renewable. Once you register $25, you have your certificate and license, you operate perpetually if you so desire. Yeah, but I register with over about 10 entities, the Sierra Leone Local Content Agency, because what I produce has to is one that people consume. So I have to register with the Sierra Leone Local Content Agency, because along the line they are also ensuring they provide checks in terms of the quality of what you produce and you send to the market for consumption. So you have to register, and they in turn will be providing technical assistance, which is you don't need to pay for them for as long as you are registered with them. And all of these registrations are renewable on an annual basis.
So it sounds like you can easily register, a company like yours, even with all those, for $1,000 and less, that you can, pay for everything that you need to pay for, lawyers included.
Exactly. You can just follow the procedures. And so you follow all the procedures. You have your attorney, you have the commissioner of oath from the Court of Sierra Leone to pen. They have a particular document where you have to pen their signature, do all the due diligence and all of that. Once you follow all of the procedures, financial wise, it does not cost you much. It costs you less than $1,000 to have your company registered and licensed in Sierra Leone, operating in Sierra Leone. Yeah.
Okay, now is that something that you could see yourself providing as a service to foreigners coming in?
Definitely, definitely. That is something I will do, and I have done for one, and I'm open to provide such services for more foreigners to ensure I assist in facilitating their investments, registering their investments, and then even providing certain guidance to ensure we safeguard and protect their investments.
Okay. And I say that because with everything that we have our hands in, we're blessed to have our hands in, we are our mission is to make it easier and take out anybody's excuse. Oh, I can't go to Africa because it's too expensive. We know where the cheaper flights are. We know we can show you how to get them. Oh, I don't know where to stay. Okay, let's help house you. And we're working on something with a partner of ours and going to Rwanda, right? We'll find you a place to stay and train you how to work. And I think this model we could do everywhere, because if that's your only excuse, let me connect you with good people like yourself, and we'll keep it in the bubble of we make it work business wise, but we don't have to get rich off one person. Like venture capitalists, we can get rich on everybody and we get wealthy on everybody, and everyone can make money, because if they come to you for one service, they're going to need more services. You know, it's just the way business goes. You
Exactly.
try telling your attorney you only need him one time, and you'll find out, oh man, I got to pay this guy again. Let me just put him on retainer because it'll be cheaper that way. With that's a beautiful thing. I can hear somebody asking me right now, I hear you people, what about if I want to buy land in Sierra Leone? Can I buy it freehold? Is it on a lease, a 99-year lease? What does land by the ocean, because that's what everybody wants, ocean front. They want you beachfront, right on the beach. What does that look like in Sierra Leone or is it Sherbo Island?
Sabro Island.
Yes.
In Bond. That is in Bond. Actually, I am not so much privy to the rules that guide that particular aspect, but I'm sure the rules are always flexible. And Sierra Leone is a country that is so open in terms of encouraging um, investors from the international community to come and then invest at the end of the day. That is why they have flexible rules, and then they are so, as a country, we are so concerned and passionate about ensuring we provide all security measures to protect external investments. So this is why we've been thriving over the years, and we are making steady progress in terms of developing infrastructurally, in terms of boosting our tourism sector. So this is pretty much one of the reasons why a lot of people from the United States will come here every December to explore, to see this beautiful country, visit its reservation sites, its the forest, visit the Shabro Island, to at least get some very good time. And I'm sure, yeah, there are bigger spaces in terms of you coming to invest, say, on the island. You can come on the island, get your get a form of we say you can get a resort, a form of like a resort, where people coming from abroad can come get their accommodation. There is a tennis ball field, there is a football field, all sort of games. And you have your pool, then you have the sea, where people can go to see. They have the beach, they can access the beach. So have all of these pleasantries. So the opportunity is great in the industry, in the tourism industry. So definitely, somebody can have a very great deal in terms of directing their investments on this particular drive.
Okay, I understand you can only speak on what you know, but is there any beachfront left in Sierra Leone, or have the Chinese and other foreigners come?
There are. I cannot guarantee you for Freetown, the capital city, because it is. I can see definitely no no much of a space in the capital city, but definitely like the Bonds Island you are talking about. We have the Toke. These are people coming in to invest. They come, they secure a particular portion of those areas, and then they invest. There are a lot of other beaches we are in, somebody can come and invest in. But I cannot guarantee you in the area of accessing that in the capital city.
Okay. And you know what? Whenever I go somewhere, capitals are great. And New York and places out here are great. DC, great. Those big places. But you really don't get to see the heart until you go out a little bit. And so, I'd be more interested in the places that we haven't ever heard of but are beachfront, but you can relax and be with locals. Because I don't like going somewhere and I'm around a whole bunch of folks yelling out, Texas! And, you're like, man, get out of here. Like, I want to be able to relax, for a vacation. So those places, keep us posted here with the Diversified Game, because we're here to show people how to start a business, how to sustain, and how to succeed in doing unique things. And I think what you're doing, having various businesses and your arms in a lot of things and now branching out and being respected, is something that people can say, hold on, this man from Sierra Leone, he didn't tell me his dad was the president. He didn't tell me he had a whole bunch of money growing up, but he's made this agriculture business start. And I might have been given 5 acres, you know what I mean? And I didn't do anything with it. So you were in, the seminary, the one who sows and the one who just hides and doesn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
We can get to preach and bring you back and say, okay, give us back. Because you did say you were the prefect, and if you guys didn't catch it.
Yes, I was a senior prefect there.
Yes, that means he was the valedictorian. For those of you who aren't familiar with that language, he was the best, the best creme de la creme in his class. So, that's awesome. With your businesses, would you say that you had to get a whole bunch of venture capital? I know you said you had no money in the bank when you opened the account, but was it something where you had investors, or did you just start from scratch, meaning literally nothing?
I started with my bootstrapping. I do bootstrap finances from monies I have been saving in my personal accounts. I've been jobbing, volunteering for organizations, and at the end of the month, have something as a return, and then I save. And then I had to pitch my business idea with my family. Yeah, for some, they'll say, why? You read law. Why are you not going to the court? Why are you not thinking of going to the court? Go to the bar, go to the law school, sit your bar exam, and then get your license and go to the court. And I said, yes, that is something lucrative. It feels good being in your suits, going to the court to defend the clients. I said, but I have made a resolution. I asked myself, what can I do to give my life a meaning? And for me, it is not to continue. But I can do the law career, but not to give my attention there, because there I am making the people my employers. So I want to choose a path where I can give my life more meaning by giving very good impact, causing greater impact in the lives of people, where I can be an employer and then encourage people, especially those in our rural communities who could not access good education. Especially our farmers, the women. These are women who have been just involved in subsistence farming. So because they do not have the support, they do not have the platform where they can improve on their skills in terms of enhancing good increased productivity, and then get a readily available market. So I have come to change the model, and now I am very proud to say my company is working successfully with 50 women farmers. And then now we just attract the World Bank funding of $120,000, which will position us in the coming months to ensure we increase the number of women farmers we work with from 50 to 150 women farmers. So we are spreading out our impact, spreading out the impact to ensure we reach more home. Because at the end of the day, in a country like Sierra Leone, these women play fundamental role in terms of economical wise, in terms of providing basic necessities for the family, especially in our rural communities. They have to take the burden of providing good health, providing good education for their children. So this is why at our business model, we specifically target and we prioritize working with women farmers to ensure we uplift them economically and all of that.
Okay, what with hiring that many people and in the farm, we keep hearing how the cell phone in Africa is so key in really changing the game. Are you paying people via their cell phone or is it cash?
We pay them cash. We pay them through mobile money transactions. Sierra Leone is lucky to have a fintech wherein people can do mobile money transactions using one of these mobile companies. We have one major one who is Orange, Sierra Leone. So there you can have your phone, you have money in your wallet, and then you do transaction to pay the farmers. And definitely, in terms of the connectivity, the network, it is very stable. And this is why you can be in the urban city and then do your financial transactions with the farmer in the rural towns and then through mobile phone. So at times we pay them in cash, at times we pay them through mobile phone, depending on how they want to receive their payments. At times they have a group because we work with cooperatives. They have a group, they are the company's outgrowers. So some of them have bank accounts. So when they supply us certain number of produces, we go to the account, we deposit the money for them in there. So they access it as a group and then they distribute it among themselves equally.
Okay, no, that's awesome. That's awesome. Because the rest of the world, we might get the phones, after Asia first, depending on, the issue. But with the contactless payments, America is very behind. And you don't notice that until you could go to Europe and you can't even catch a bus unless you have, something on your phone. There's no tickets. It's nothing. It's going to be more of a headache. You can't do it because we tried and we couldn't do it. And I thought I knew London and I thought I, knew, Paris. And I'm like, you can't do anything without it being contactless. And then when you go to West Africa, it's very similar in certain. I'm just amazed because in most of our grocery stores, we still can't do contactless payments. I mean, the bigger stores now you can, but sometimes there's even issue with that, with just your phone. So Africa, I tell people, is the now and the future. What is, with all the success that you're having with your business, what is the community give back that you're doing or that you want to do in the future?
We are just starting. One of the impacts we create is to ensure we employ youth. These are university graduates who have been for years without job opportunities. So we create that platform that employs them and then give them something at the end of the day. So that is one far-reaching impact because some of them have people who depend on them, and at the end of the day, they'll have to provide for these people. So we have changed their lives to make them more responsible, to ensure we discourage them from embarking in things that brings about threats to society in terms of insecurities, in terms of conflict, because we have a very high number of unemployed youth in Sierra Leone. So this is why some of them are influenced to engage in organized crimes, in all sort of activities that may be somehow a threat to the peaceful coexistence of the communities here in Sierra Leone. So one of the things again we intend to work on to give back to the community is to ensure we roll out a scholarship scheme to provide affordable and accessible education for young people in the rural communities, to see how best those children whose parents cannot afford to support their children to school, to see how best we can step in as a company, have a particular amount of our returns every year, particular percentage dedicated to ensure we support those children, to provide for them good and quality education at the end of the day, so that they also can become resourceful to help the country and help their communities.
Now, I want to ask a question, and I want to tell you why I'm asking it, because somebody could be listening to this and say, I think I can come and start a business there. And I hear him saying he's hiring, a good amount of people, great amount of people for the right reasons, because we're seeing through West Africa folks with, PhDs who are driving taxi cabs, which is, all through the different countries, which is a shame. But you're also seeing that here in America, prior to COVID, people with higher degrees working at Starbucks or working at retail, things that they are not supposed to, in theory, have to do. Because when we're in grad school, no one's saying, hey, I'm going to go work for minimum wage after, you say, in America, we got to pay all this money back, because we're all taking loans. What is the, average pay for, maybe your farm workers that you have to pay? Because I want someone to see, with the money they have, how far it can stretch.
It depends on the quantity in terms of produce they are supplying to us as a company. It ranges from 300, 500, 1,000, 1,200, up to $30,000. Up to $3,000. So it differs to the quantity of produce.
Is that a month?
They are supplying us seasonal.
Oh, seasonal.
It's seasonal. Okay. So they produce for a particular season and supply to us, and we pay them. But the money we pay them, if they provided the quantity they are supplying to us is great, can sustain them for the next 6 months. So, like we add value on the orange flesh sweet potato, for example, one of the products we add value on. The orange flesh sweet potato takes about 14 weeks. That's 3 months and 2 weeks. Yeah. So they produce. What we do is to provide them the vines, the cuttings. We provide them fertilizer. We provide them the machinery in terms of irrigation machinery, if, for example, they are cultivating it during the dries. So we provide all of these support for them. We have an agreement with them. They sell to the company at a particular quantity. So at the end, all they will have to do is provide the labor. We will provide all of these things for them. So after they have harvested, they supply the raw produces to us as a company, and then we make the payments to them. So it's seasonal. It's not on a monthly basis.
Okay. Now, and for somebody who is listening and says, okay, seasonal sounds even better. I mean, I can afford that. I have, maybe $10,000. Is there a way that I can invest that? And will I, how long will I have to wait? Because I want to try to build a business there. I said, I got 10,000 and I want to just start something. So if I relocate there, I have money coming from there. And maybe they have like a retirement, or some type of social security that they have where they can get paid, but they want to live and die in Africa. Do you think that's something, do they need more money before they come and reach out to you? Because we want you to have your money too. You're a consultant. You got to get your money too. I tell people all the time, the consultant must eat too. So if they have 10,000 and say, I want to put this money somewhere, is there a way through your company and even your consulting, is that enough, or should they start higher?
Yeah, sure. They can start with that. And in terms of the duration, it depends on the particular product you want to invest in. Some takes about a month or two, some 3 months, some 4 months. Like, for example, if you want to come and invest in fruits, let's say for pineapples take about 4 months to have them fully matured and ready to be harvested. But if you want to invest in something like oranges, so you'll have to expect your returns, say you'll have to be expecting your harvest, your first harvest, say in 2 years' time. Yeah. So it's really, if you want to invest in cashew nuts, in cashew production, it has to take some time, maybe 2 to 3 years, for the first harvest for you to start getting something at the end of the day. But if you want to invest in the areas like cassava, flour, or starch to export, in the area of cassava, sweet potato, in the area of say poultry, in the area of say in the area of mango, these are, you can have them within 3 months time, 4 months time, 5 months time.
Okay, and so you really have to, I mean, like in any good investment, you have to be able to take the ride. You said something though about export, and when, I think about exporting different African products all the time, but they put a cap on certain things. Like, you cannot get Cameroonian ananas, pineapple at all in America. I've had people try to sneak it in. You can't get it. And if you could taste a Cameroonian pineapple, Americans would say, I never had pineapple before in my life because this pineapple was too sweet. It was like candy. Do you know of the products that can be shipped to America? Or are these things that are shipped to other countries inside of Africa or Europe or Asia?
Yeah, definitely. So far, I think I don't know of any restriction other than products like marijuana, which our laws is yet to permit in terms of getting them grown, in about exporting them. So it is prohibited because the law and the rules do not permit such product to be grown here locally, and such product to be exported out of the country to other countries, because till date we consider marijuana to be illegal according to the laws of Sierra Leone. But other than that, all other products can be exported from Sierra Leone, and that I can tell you authoritatively.
Okay, so you've heard no restrictions on food?
No restrictions, absolutely.
I wanted to ship, and I was coming back from Cameroon, so I looked for Cameroon, African soil, because I already had my branding in my mind, and I looked at what the rules were, and it was like, you cannot even ship soil. You can ship sand, because we know the soil there is so rich. And I said, I want to get in the dirt business. And I tell these things because you and others will listen, and people will reach out to me and say, we can do that over here. And then it's like, okay, let's make a plan. Let's see what it's going to take. Because at the same time of being in Africa, America consumes so much. You still want to have a business in Africa where you can make money in everywhere. And African soil is just, I buy and get into things that interest me. I like playing in the dirt, and I see the future of Africa to the point where even the .Africa domain, only like 30,000 people have a .Africa domain.
Yeah.
And so that means in the future, how many people are going to be scrambling now? It's even hard to find a .com when you want to do something. Yeah. And it's wide open. Byron Allen made money off buying .coms and .tvs, and I have so many domain names. I can't even tell you how many. But I've been going hard for the .Africas, especially if they're popular companies, because they're going to have to pay for those, Yeah, so it just shows you that there's so much money to be made on the continent. Besides agriculture and barbershops, are there any other and consulting? Are there any other businesses that you are already involved in?
Um, Not yet, but I have one I'm currently working on, and I have just registered it. I am looking at starting operations early 2021, sometime around February to March next year. It's a form of capital financing, providing microfinance support to farmers and to young graduates who want to start their businesses. And at the end of the day, with just 15% interest on returns. Our banks here operate at 30% and minimum 25% interest. So I want to, since I've seen a lot of opportunities and potentials in this and the need for access to finance, especially for young people with good innovative ideas, but finances has been a challenge. Accessing finance has been a challenge. So I want to see how best I can make it pretty much flexible, but with robust strategies that ensure at the end of the day, we secure our investments to ensure we have what we give you with the returns on the stipulated time. So this is what I'm looking forward to start early by next year, somewhere around February to March. Yeah, definitely to invest in terms of providing financial support, financial lending to young graduates with very brilliant business ideas and farmers to ensure they improve on their productivity.
Well, at what time could foreigners get in on that to say, hold on, we wanted to see, the people who you're going to support, what those numbers look like. And, maybe we can just kind of pick and choose and say, I want to support that because that's a great cause, or that's a great industry that I'd like to get into, and this would be my way in. At what point would you allow, foreigners to invest in that?
They are open even at the initial stages. We are looking for, because the more we have opportunities for foreigners to come in and invest, the more we can widen our scope, our operation scope, to ensure we reach out to more people. And here the economies of scale apply. So the more capital we have, the more clients we have, the more money we are able to make within the shortest possible time. So we are not putting a particular time frame to say we are bootstrapping the company, we are financing it to this point, and then we will be open up to investment. We can accept investment even now. So the company's name is Sarah Capital, and we are looking forward to launch officially in February.
And I hope that you share all those plans with me. I really get excited when I think about, and that's what the whole Mall of Africa is about, to show people where they can put their money in Africa and people that we've spoken to and been able to vet as best as possible. The only thing I'll tell you is, all these are investments. And you have a very clear idea of how you want to do it. The number one thing, especially for Black Americans, they've heard all the negative stories, normally from other Africans. They don't, and other Africans are telling them, oh no, you can't trust anybody. And we have to get over that hump so we can get over the riches. But also when people invest, I've had it where entrepreneurs anywhere in the world will start telling you excuses and start making it seem like the investor has to understand. And I try to tell entrepreneurs all the time, the investor only has to invest. They don't have to understand anything because you've already sold it to them. So be quiet, get them their money so you can get more money. And,
exactly.
That's it. That's all that matters. And so we just have to make sure we push that through documentary. Augustine takes beautiful video, you guys. I mean, this guy, I know he says farming, but he could be a videographer. I know he has a movie. My goodness. I mean, I'm looking at it and I'm just like, this guy, is he got a camera crew? What is this? This is a documentary that you really put together, and I'd love to see it because I'd love to be able to pitch it to some of my friends in that business over here, because we love movies, and we love movies that are filmed in Africa and we can tell a story. So I don't want to give the people what I call a game overload. I want them to hit you up if they have, proper business. I want the influencers to have you on so you can talk more, but your links will be in the description box. You guys like, share, subscribe. Augustine, I thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kellen, for the opportunity. And I want to thank the thousands and thousands of viewers and listeners out there. And I want to encourage everybody that Sierra Leone is a safer home in terms of investment. It's a safer destination. There are challenges, yes, but as a country, every now and then we are trying to transcend, to go beyond those challenges. The opportunities are enormous in Sierra Leone in terms of investment. So we want to encourage every American who see the need to invest in Africa to look at Sierra Leone as that destination where they can invest and then get very good returns on their investments.